What's up, everybody? Thank you so much for being here today. You'll have to give me a few minutes to kind of orientate myself because of how YouTube streaming works compared to how Twitch streaming works. I normally stream on Twitch. Like, my windows are all in different monitors than I'm used to, because like chat logins have to be different and stuff like that. But what's up, everybody? If you're not familiar with me, if you're new to the channel, or if you've not seen me before, my name is Mike, live up Mike here on YouTube, Twitch, everywhere else. Today we're going to be live reacting to the Polyarc Games Showcase. That music is a bit too loud. Let me turn that down. Let's go down to like 10. I got the Moss Book 2 soundtrack playing behind me. It just felt appropriate because this was their last game. I'm a massive fan of the Moss games. Big fan. I've played them both multiple times. I've streamed them both multiple times. I have a little quill figurine. Hang on, let me grab it. What's up, Beavis? Beavis Show, getting it done. Ballman Mia, hello, everybody. All right, so Polyarc sent me this after I streamed Moss Book 2 like the second time, I think. And it's just a little very cool quill figurine. I had the box somewhere in my closet, so I can't show it to you. And some of that's getting green screened out, but there's like green grass here and stuff like that. Very cool. So yeah, I'm a big fan. And when this game got announced, I meant to queue this up for my streams, but I had said when I finished Moss Book 2 the first time that I think VR needs like franchise characters. Like Nintendo has Mario, and Sony ran like Crash into the ground, and then they used Jack and Dexter now. Sega had Sonic. You know, you could take Moss, you could take Quill, and translate that world, that universe into almost any game they want. Think about how Nintendo uses Mario. Mario's in like tennis games, soccer games. He's doing games with rabbits. There's been Mario RPG. I can't wait to play that remake, by the way. Side scrollers 3D. Like, you could put Mario in almost any genre and they can make it work. And I feel like the Mossverse could be something like that for VR. Is it going to be as robust as Mario? No, not necessarily. But I was like, you could easily give me Moss racers and have them like racing little handcarts or something through like the Snow Valley from Moss 2 or the Garden from Moss 1. So on and so forth. So and the community manager, a guy named Lincoln, agreed with me when I said it in the chat, and he said he wanted to do more with the universe. I think they knew this was coming when he told me that. So apparently they agreed, because they announced this game in March of this year. There was an open beta on April, what was the dates? What was the date? April 14th through the 16th. They did not open beta, excuse me. They did play testing. It was closed that weekend. They moved everything over to a Discord. That's when I got involved. I've been in the beta for a few weeks now. So I am under embargo. Will the Quest 3 have exclusive games? Yes, but not right away. Because they're going to have to still... Okay, let me rephrase that. I don't think the bulk of the games will be exclusives until probably a year or so from now, because the Quest 2 is still going to be in the market, and that's still the main user base. So developers are naturally still going to develop for Quest 2 to start, and then port their games up to Quest 3 the same way they do for like PSVR 2 and PCVR. I hope they get some exclusive games though. I wouldn't be surprised if Grand Theft Auto wasn't exclusive. I would love to see the Batman game be exclusive, but Meta is still learning how to be a gaming company, and that's something we have to take into account too. They weren't in gaming before they bought Oculus. So they're still stumbling and fumbling and making mistakes just like other companies do. It's not like Pico and HTC are doing much better. So I would like to see exclusives. I think exclusives are really going to drive the sales of that headset. You need that one system seller to really get the headset going, but time will tell. Meta owns 9 studios. It doesn't make any sense for them to not be making something exclusive for Quest 3. It doesn't make any sense, but we'll see. I cannot confirm that. I am on embargo for talking about anything specific on the game until the showcase ends for Glassbreakers. So I have a bunch of videos I can show you guys after, because I've filmed now 6 different matches, and I have gone through and like went through all the characters, so I can break down all that stuff for you. Pretty much anything that the showcase doesn't answer, I can after the showcase ends. Are modded VR like Resident Evil 2 or 3 VR better than actual games? Those aren't VR games. They're mods of flat screen games. Those are completely different. They're not built from the ground up from VR. There's a lot of jank in the... I played both of those VR mods. There's a lot of jank in the Resident Evil 3 one. And the way you get thrown around by Nemesis will make some people actually sick. But Resident Evil 2 and 3 are 2 of the greatest games ever made. So of course they're going to translate better to VR. That makes sense. They're good games, period. Like the Resident Evil 4 Quest 2 game and the remake that's coming out for PSVR 2. That's going to be great because those are great games already. They're just being translated to a different platform. Let me come over here. Stop there. All right, let's come over here for a second. So this was the rundown of them. I was going to go through the timeline a bit, and then they put up some stuff on the Glassbreakers YouTube channel I can show you before the show starts. And like I said, after whatever questions they don't answer about specifics of the game, that chat window should not be there. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Whatever questions they don't answer specifically about the game after, I will go ahead and answer any question you have about like how the leveling system works, about how the pay system works. I've got videos on all that, and I can show you guys any of that stuff. Cover this. I think I already covered this tab, so let's come over here. They put out 2 shorts, and I'll play these for you now. Let me pause the music. They don't show a whole lot. They're really just like get up and go segments, but they're like 7 seconds long, so let's look at these. Yeah, that's all this is. And I can't really explain what's happening in this without violating embargo, but I can tell you the type of game it is. It's, if you play something like League of Legends or something in the MOBA arena, it's in that same genre. I'll say that. They call it MOBA-like. I think that's the best way to describe it. If you're coming into this expecting something as big as League, League is one of the biggest games in the world. Just go ahead and change your expectations now. This is not that. I don't think I'm breaking my embargo by saying that specific sentence. This is the other one.
You must first face yourself. Who is it that you are today? A leader to revere? Perhaps a tyrant to fear.
Those horns are fat.
You must first face yourself. Who is it that you are today?
Who is they?
A leader to revere? Perhaps.
And I said in my latest video, I already watched this, so let's backtrack. I said in my latest video, they okay, so the metagaming showcase is the September 27th to 28th. They're gonna get pre-orders available at that point, but they're not gonna release it at that point because they still need time to like fulfill the pre-orders and ship. So everything will come out like mid-October or something like that. There was a leak from a YouTuber and some place I saw on Reddit that said October 10th because that's what was showing on Amazon very temporarily before they removed it. So I'm inclined to think that's most likely the date, but it's going to be different in different regions too. Like it'll probably be, if the 10th holds, the 10th will be North America. And then like markets like England and other spots will get a little bit later because distribution takes longer to get over there. The Asian market, so on and so forth. Australia, New Zealand, all that. But I mean, they're already making them now. It takes, you know, days to make one of these headsets, and even if you're making them in mass. So they're already in manufacturing now. They have been for a while. What's up, Scorp? How you doing? You think the Halloween VR games have a boost because of Quest 3? What do you mean boost? I don't see any horror games actually coming on the Quest platform except the Exorcist sequel, and that one's been in process for like 2 years. It actually got delayed last year. Like an increase in sales? No. I think VR games in general will have a boost. I don't think Halloween specific, no. But just whenever a new headset comes out, the same thing happened for... Get out of here, Windows stuff. Jesus. Just like the same thing happened for when PlayStation VR 2 came out. Very temporary. Like when Alice came out, that boosted the Valve Index sales. Whenever a new headset comes out, basically there's a lot of buzz around it and people will start buying up games because of that. Except it seems like the XR Elite didn't really get that, because that headset seemed to come and go with a whimper. But like when Pico 4 came out, a lot of people were buying Pico 4 and buying new VR games because of Pico 4, even on PC VR. So whenever a new headset hits the market and there's some kind of hype around it, that's going to increase sales naturally. You have Half-Life Alex? Yes, I played it. I don't like my floating, so I'm going to move myself down. Let's move myself down. These are screenshots that are in the press kit. I use some of these for the thumbnail. That thing needs to get off my outline. Can you play it on Steam? Steam's the only place it's available at. That's another screenshot. That's the one that's on their website. That's a great shot. It really kind of tells you what stream. I will eventually stream Alex, but frankly, Alex is 3 years old and a lot of people have already played it. I don't think I can offer any new insight into the game. So I'll play it eventually. It'll most likely be on Twitch. But I definitely won't do it on this channel because it doesn't really fit the content I'm making here. That's another one. That's a great shot. That's one of my favorite characters. I'll just say that. There are multiple different characters you could play because it is a MOBA, so there is like a full party system. Again, I'm being very, very careful about what I want to say here. But I want to hop on and kind of talk to everyone beforehand and answer any questions like Naruto has or anyone else. That's another great looking shot. Why? Oh, I can hear my voice. Stop it, phone. If you want to see live gameplay of this, I'll be streaming this. I'm doing this basically on two different sides. A 3070, Naruto, a 3070. I'll be doing this two different ways. So we're doing this today, and I've got pre-recorded video to kind of walk you through. I didn't want to stream it here because it's harder to explain it while you're in the game. Like, it's a pretty fast-paced game, so trying to do that and read chat and like be insightful about it didn't make a whole lot of sense. So tonight will be live stream gameplay. I'll be playing with anyone who has the game at that point, because after this embargo lifts, anyone who has the game is allowed to like show it publicly. So anyone who's been in the beta or whatever who wants to come out the stream can play. If not, you'll see live gameplay of that. For this, after the showcase is over, I've got a bunch of matches recorded. I got to run through of all the characters. I got to run through of the cost, like how much it costs to buy some of the currency you use in the game, how the season pass works, all that stuff. So again, whatever they don't cover, I'm gonna get in depth on. That's another shot. That's another one of my favorite characters. You can just see the fire around him. That plays into what his character does in the game. And that's Glassbreaker logo. That's Glassbreaker logo. That's it. Is anyone in the chat actually experienced in playing MOBA games? Do you play League? Do you play any other games like that? I'm feeling, come back over here. I'm feeling like there are so many genres that are underrepresented in VR. Think about to the point where I think Polyarc can kind of corner a market. So if you think of something like Demio, there weren't really any TTRPGs, tabletop role-playing games, before Demio came out, except I think there was a Port of Catan that came out before that. But beyond that, there weren't a whole lot. There were some on App Lab, but like on the main store, Demio was it. And a lot of people came out saying, this is Dungeons and Dragons in VR. And it's like, no. I already told you, 3070. I have an RTX 3070. But the free people saying like Demio was D&D in VR, it's not. It's a very, very simplified version of a TTRPG. But because there wasn't like a lane for that, was a lane that resolution games could fill, and the game's really, really well made. I think this game could fill that sort of MOBA lane for the people who are looking for something League-ish in VR. It is not going to be that robust because think about the size of the team that makes League and like the multi-millions of dollars that game is made. I think we're going to be a ways from VR getting that scale of a game. But again, this is a lane that I can't think of another MOBA-like game in VR. Like I've been racking my brain. I can think of like RTS games all day long, like Stellaris and Paraspora and things like that. But I can't think of a MOBA-ish game, anything in the genre, either on PC VR or Quest. So I'm excited for this because then people who like that specific type of game are finally going to get something that's going to scratch that itch. I played Smite back in the day, a little bit of Heroes of the Storm. I keep hearing Heroes of the Storm come up. A good friend of mine, Sarcastic Reindeer, kind of helped me prepare for this because he played hundreds of hours of Heroes in the Storm. And I had him actually walk me through, like we went through what Glassbreakers is, and he kind of gave me some background on like how it measures up versus other MOBAs. And I knew what he was going to say. But for the people who are looking for something like this in VR, I think definitely this will be a good game for you. I don't have any information about price or release date or anything like that. That's going to be stuff we find out in the showcase. There's some things I know that I can't talk about yet, like where it's going to be. But I don't know if it's going to be free to play, if it's going to be a paid app. I do know there are going to be microtransactions in the game because all MOBAs have that for like cosmetics and all that stuff. I salute play League of Legends on iOS. MOBAs will be dope in VR. Absolutely. I think there's so many people think that VR should just be first person, but I love seeing platformers in VR. I love seeing like TTRPGs in VR. I love seeing different types of games in VR to really kind of like show the variety. So that's part of why I'm excited about this. And again, I really like the developer. Come over here. See how many people are in here waiting. Let me refresh this. Heroes of the Storm is good because it's a fast, more short match. At least it was like that. How long is a Heroes of the Storm match? Because depending on, like, I've watched enough League to know that those matches can go for... I saw one League match go about 45 minutes. Which seems like a lot. I don't think a play loop that long for a game really supports VR that well. But then again, Demio's been really successful, so what do I know? My longest round of Demio was something like 6 hours. 10 to 15 minutes? Okay, that sounds about right. Yeah, I could do a Demio full map in about 2 hours now, but the first time I did it all the way through, it was like... I think the first time I streamed the Rat King level and finished it was like 6 hours. It was long. Level should be good. Let me ask your friend that still plays it. Okay. What made you stop playing it, out of curiosity? Trying to think if there's anything else I can show. They haven't put out a whole lot beforehand. Like, I figured there'd be like a lot more like those 2 shorts I just showed you. I figured there'd be a lot more like that. Even a press kit is literally just this. I think something like Clash Royale would be a great fit for VR. What is the name of that? Let me go to the meta store. It might be more tower defense, the game I'm thinking of. Let's go to the most unorganized storefront I've ever seen in my life, because you can't search for genres. It drives me nuts. I'm not into sweating games. I play to have fun. Why are you playing Capybara? Christ. I'm not gonna be able to find it because I really hate how the meta store is organized. I'm fairly certain the game I'm thinking of is a tower defense game though, so it's okay. What's up, Samson? Oh, Scorp, don't get all offended. What have y'all been playing lately? Because I've been playing a lot of, not this, obviously, what's on screen. I'm playing a lot of Glassbreakers. I played Quantar to do a test stream last night and got a copyright claim. Thank you, Quantar developers. I appreciate that. Right now I'm in the middle of I Expect You to Die 3. I just finished Ruins Magus. Finally got a chance to play that because they put the English translation in. I can't find this game. This is going to drive me nuts. What if I search real-time strategy? Will that help? Actually, I got a better idea. What if I did this? Played 2 hours of table tennis last night. I'm a TT. That game's super addictive. Oh, you can't click on the you can't click on the genres. That's great. Okay, so let's search for simulation. Let's marvel at how bad the Metastore is laid out. I put in simulation, and here's what I got. What about this strategy? Because that's not going to come close. I've never been in your YouTube streams. Yeah, I know. This is my 4th or 5th YouTube stream, and every single one of them have been copyright claimed, which is part of why I'll never move off Twitch. Not permanently for good. I'll do one-offs like this when like showcases happen, but I don't see myself ever like doing full-time streaming on YouTube like this, because you can't do React content. They don't encourage that. I put in strategy and you give me The Walking Dead Retribution. You give me Dark Sword. Silhouette's a puzzle game. Was it Iron? No, Iron Guard's an RTS game. Playing Marvel Snap. Don't blame us. Marvel Snap's a great game. Samson, thank you for the $2. Just say I'm new here. To explain that to everyone else, if you've never been to one of my Twitch streams, there's a channel point redeem. It costs 1 channel point, and it literally just says I'm new here. And I wanted that to be a way for new viewers to say, hey, I'm new to the stream, to like introduce themselves, right? But I can't remember who started it. I think it might have been Sarcastic Reindeer, the guy I mentioned earlier. But someone started co-opting that and just redeeming it every time they came in. And it quickly became a meme in the channel. So now if you ever come into my stream, every single person redeems that and just says I'm new here. So now it's like a running joke. Thank you for the $20. That sound effect was really delayed. Samson, I appreciate you. Yeah, that's the thing. I get trolled relentlessly on Twitch, which is why I don't want to do it on YouTube, because I want my YouTube to be super serious, like VR content with hardware reviews and guides and tips and tricks and all this other serious stuff that doesn't really work on Twitch. All right, so let's see. Scorp was playing Marvel Snap. Great game. Sam's playing Levitt Table Tennis. What's everybody else been playing lately? I got to bounce over about the other stream off for my community. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. Hope work goes well. I'm technically supposed to be working right now. I was excused from a team meeting from work. I work for a VR developer, for those who don't know, a company called 3 Pound Games. I was excused to be able to do this stream, which shout out to Robin Mulder, CEO of the company, for just being fucking awesome. I think I'm 5 minutes in, so I can swear now. Am I 5 minutes in? Yeah, I'm 5 minutes in. I'm allowed to swear now. Perfect. YouTube is doing this thing where they won't push your videos if you swear within the first few minutes, because they're trying to be more like advertiser friendly now. That's another thing. I swear a lot on Twitch, especially when I'm playing horror games. So try to button it up for YouTube. We're starting in 5 minutes. I have no idea how long this is going to go to. I blocked out 2 hours for this, so I can go all the way up to 1:30. If this thing's only 20 minutes long, we'll run through the explanations from my videos, and then we'll hop out of here. Speaking of Samson, I do need to mention this. Thursday, Samson does a podcast called Let's Talk Oculus with his buddy Dan. I actually am going to appear on that podcast this Thursday. Show Futuristic, who was in chat a little bit earlier, he was on the podcast, I want to say 4 weeks ago. Had a really great appearance, great discussion. So yeah, now it's my turn. I'll be there on Thursday. Let me pull his channel up actually. Drop that link for everybody. Let's Talk Oculus. They just celebrated their... Hi, Michelle. How are you doing? Let's Talk Oculus just celebrated their 100th episode. They did it live 2 Sundays ago. So, congrats to them. They're great guys. Had a really good, fun conversation. Again, that'll go live on Thursday. We recorded that 2 Sundays ago. Go back. I do talk about Glassbreakers. I knew I was going to be past embargo when I talked about it. So, you get a little bit about Glassbreakers in there. About Walking Dead Saint Sinner Chapter 2 last night. I finally started having fun in the first one. You finally figured out how not to die? So many people go into that game thinking it's going to be like kill every zombie that you can run across, because a lot of other zombie games in VR are like that. And that is very much not that game. That is more survival than anything else. Clickster, thanks for coming through. Appreciate it. How you doing? Clickster, what have you been playing lately? Been talking about the games we've been playing lately. While we wait out the 4 minutes for this to start. Yeah, Scorp also streams on Twitch. I watched him play Walking Dead Saints Sinner Chapter 1. And it was high comedy because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. It was great. Skyward, thank you, show. Skyward Kingdom Brawl is the game I was trying to think of. I got 4 minutes. We can look at that real quick. Show, have you played that? Or do you own that? I give them, yes, exactly. Like I don't know why I started this 30 minutes ahead of the showcase, Clickster, because I can't say anything. Like I'm being very, very careful. Here the store matches are around 20 minutes. Okay, sounds about right. Yes, this is the game I was trying to think of. This is the game I was racking my brain trying to think of. This is Skyward Kingdom Brawl. This is probably the closest MOBA-ish game in VR on Quest. Let's full screen this. I've never actually played this game. I just knew about it, but I don't play MOBAs. Yeah, they did in my library. It's not bad. None of that. War of the Worlds, I don't know. War of the Wizards, I don't know. Okay. Thank you for that. Was gonna drive me nuts for the rest of the day. Thank you for finding that for me. All right, so that's Skyward Kingdom Brawl. Let's look at War of the Wizards real quick, and that should hopefully I filibustered enough. Skyward's definitely more RTS. Is actually quite good. Yeah, and I'm not the RTS guy. War of the Quizzards. Great spelling, Mike. War of the Quizzards. It didn't even... How do I get all these other games, but I love the Metastorm. Same on the NDA myself. We're all in the NDA. We're all locked down. We're all like... There's the Wizards. It's not that. Is it War of Wizards? Or is it on App Lab? I'm gonna try one more time to run a flip over. I'm playing a lot of flat screen in the last 5 weeks. I had surgery on my nose, so it was uncomfortable to wear a headset. Oh, well, no, prayers for a speedy recovery on that. Now I find it. Here we go. It's on App Lab, that's why. Because Meta has to make anything on App Lab. It's very difficult to find. They were like 2 minutes out, I think. Alright, here we go. Pause you. Pause you. They're playing the same music. Great minds think alike. Everybody pulled up, I appreciate it. Especially if you're at work and you're just pulling me up the tab. Thank you so much. And all of us who are under NDA can finally open our mouths here pretty soon and say what we want to say. Farmer True, my man, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. Checking the levels. I might turn this down a little bit. Just working the day away. Sorry, you're the last one to pop in. I appreciate you. Yeah, we're going through the Polyarc Games Showcase for their new game, Glassbreakers. Champions of Moss. They haven't been so much as a trailer. They just released 2 7-second snippets on it on TikTok and YouTube. That's the only thing they've put out. So a lot of people are really seeing this for the first time, unless a bunch of us violated our NDAs. I did say a video hit YouTube like a month ago. It was quickly taken down. Like, I just happened to see it because someone on Reddit posted it, and it was down very quickly. Yes, that's the same team that did the Moss games. They said that they needed the player base in VR to get over 10 million before they would make a multiplayer game. They said that straight up. We need 10 million players to do this. Once they hit that point, they start working on this. They said something on Twitter where when Polyarc was first formed, they had 2 different concepts. They had this game, and they had what became Moss 1. And they decided to make Moss 1 first because they didn't feel like the player base was enough to support a multiplayer game. Frankly, I think they were right. I was a good boy, never broke NDA. Good, Clickster. So I'm guessing you're going to have a video out very soon right after this. This stream is going to serve as pretty much my introduction to the game. And then again, we're going to play a lot tonight on Twitch. Tonight on Twitch, 6 o'clock over on Twitch, twitch.tv/live open mic. We'll be playing a lot of Glassbreakers, talking about the game, and I'm going to give as much info as I can. Because I want more people to play this. Because I really like this company. I really like this developer. Multiplayer games come and go quicker on VR. Yeah, there's a whole rant I have about how I think VR is kind of oversaturated multiplayer. There aren't enough players in VR to support the volume of multiplayer games we get. I'll say it like that. That team is top tier. They do great work. Even the music, like Jason Grays, the composer of the Moss games, fantastic. You be live streaming the 6. Okay. That's 6 your time, so that's an hour from now. Okay. From what Clickster is over in England. I live in England, so he's 5 hours ahead of me, yeah? Some on the east coast of the States. That's a terrible accent, I'll stop. The one time I do a bad accent. It's noon, let's go. Yeah, Moss Book 2 was Game of the Year last year for me. And I played well over 100 games last year. Moss Book 2 was Game of the Year. Who's that dapper British man? Hello, Chew, how are you? Yes, I'm doubling down on the bad accent. Clickster just clicked out of my stream. He's terribly offended. Nice try. Someone told me that I need to mute my... No, there is no muting my microphone here. That's only on Twitch. No, a friend of mine who's British told me that whenever someone non-British tries to do a British accent, they always do posh. But just like America, there's multiple different dialects and accents that happen. I live in the South, so I get a lot of this stuff when I go out and talk to the public. You know, New York accents, Boston accents. He said there's all that stuff all over England, but everyone outside of England thinks that all British accents sound posh like this. So He actually gave me like an example of like Cockney accents and other stuff like that. Better than my clicks. Now I got to hear your American accent. You the embargo this morning? I am. Are you talking about the Crossfire Sierra Squad? Game of the year for 2022. It was the only one. It was one I purchased day one on Steam, but was not yet been played. What? It takes everything that was good about the first Moss game and it makes it 100% better. They should have pushed the video embargo till later today. Sixth off just posted a full review of the game. Yes, I agree. Wait, Sixth off posted a full review, but it's not even out of beta? Y'all ain't from around here, are you, boy? That's right. Even in the South, there's different dialects of the South. You got Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, all them, South Carolina, North Carolina, all them sound completely different. They're all very different Southern accents. Tennessee, Kentucky. Preview. Okay, gotcha. I'm fully expecting some people to actually do full reviews of this game, even though it's in beta anyway, because that's what content creators do. Here's my full review of after 1 hour of playing this game. Here is everything you need to know about it, because I know it all. I love the variety of UK accents. A lot of that has to do with stratified classes, plus a number of different historical cultures. Pretty well said the violence. You go 30 minutes like a new world. Yeah, exactly. If you cross the Tennessee state line going to Kentucky, it's literally like they're speaking a different language. The dialect's completely different, and all gets lumped into Southern. I'm already seeing everything you need to know about Starfield. Yes! Now, this is one of those games that I will do multiple videos on. And then on top of this stream and then tonight's Twitch stream, working on a character guide. I might just chop up what we do in this stream, depending on how well it goes. But I have like a character guide, different like strategies, things like that. Just gonna kind of gauge what the community's interest is in this specific game and go from there. Usually I have a request for you. Let me drag chat to the left side of the screen, please. I had to pop it out and move it to my right. So usually when I stream on Twitch, like the chat I'm reading is on my left monitor because that's what I'm used to doing. So it's over here, my left camera, right? Does not have a launch date. Well, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. We don't know the launch date. Yeah, that's my answer. Until the showcase isn't over, but we should get some information in the showcase. Anyway, yeah, the chat I'm actually allowed to type in because my streaming software requires me to sign in YouTube and it won't go through. It says I have to open a browser window. So I have a browser window for chat that I can type in over here, and I'm reading chat over here, and I'm all discombobulated. This is all topsy-turvy from how I stream on Twitch. But it's okay. We're making it work. We are making it work. Pop it out, you're still on my left. UI designers are kind of making me sad in the last 5 to 10 years. Yeah. I appreciate that OBS and Streamlabs let you flip the chat from left to right. So depending on where your monitor situation is, it's still within like your eye line and your peripheral. You know, back in the IC. Oh, not Chew. Chew, you must be my age. You're talking about ICQ. I used to run an Ultima Online IRC channel when I was in college. I'm just gonna completely date myself with that statement. I ran IRC channels for Ultima when I was in college. When I was like 19 and 20. Sorry, sun in my eye. Not ICQ. Go back to AOL Messenger while we're at it. I spent so much time in like the GamePro chat rooms back in the AOL days. Come on, guys.
Thank you.
Aaron Head, thank you for the sub. I forgot I put sounders on everything here. Then Mike, you are old. I openly admit I'm old. I'm 42. I'm not ashamed of it. I've been a gamer my whole life. I'm not ashamed of that. My dad brought home an Intellivision before I was born. So that was like my first system. Then like Atari 2600 and so on and so forth. Played Doom Oh, wow. You're right up there. This is a boomer chat right here. This is a boomer chat. And I love it. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. The other chats can have the squeakers. And there will be enough squeakers in this game. But let me tell the word. Where's that badge with honor? With age comes... Where that badge with honor? Sorry. With age comes knowledge and wisdom. Boomers, let's go. I'm surprised how much of the VR crowd is older. Like I was really surprised by that when I first got into it. I was like, I'm gonna be an old man and young man's game. And then I come to find out, you know, like the QDC guys and the Virtual Strangers guys and Gamertag, like all those guys are around my age. And I'm like, holy shit. Okay, we're good. I'm good. I don't feel as out of place now as I did when I first started. So that's where I thought I was going to get in. It's going to be like a bunch of teenagers playing shooters. Shout out Vetrix. That's because it was crazy expensive. Yeah, that's true. Up until Quest, it was all PC. And not like cheap PCs. Here we go. Here we go. I am way older than you. Well, I'd love to have you here, Michelle. Thank you for being here. AJ, nothing but the number.
Do come in. There's much to show you. In the game of glass, you must first face yourself. Who is it that you are today?
Turn it down just a little bit.
A leader to revere? Perhaps a tyrant to fear?
F you, Samson.
And who do you see by your side? Because your choice of champions can either make you or break you.
Yes, my lord.
I don't have that skin yet.
So, will you and your squad reign victorious?
We must.
Time to face your opponent and find out.
Rise and give life.
Reese.
Bring it.
Torch them all.
Who needs one?
We're strongest together!
Drama.
Now's the time! Attack their glass!
And yo.
Good luck, and may the glass break your way.
That's an intro. That is an intro.
Glassbreakers is a fast-paced strategy game
Hi, Corinne.
where players team up with 3 champions from the world of Moss. Together, they play the game of glass. In the game of glass, they try to defend their base while taking out the opponent's base.
That's what I don't need to
Working with your team
explain.
of champions, you'll help lead them across the game board in immersive battles that make it feel like the player's right there across the board from you. The game of glass is played in the attic of the library. The library is going to be familiar to anybody who knows the world of Moss. The attic is the place for players to prepare
Give it
for
time, Chu.
battle. It is a place for them to strategize.
It's got elements of both in
to
there.
look at character stats and to figure out which ones they want to take with them on their squad into battle. It's a place for them to decide what type of persona they want to bring in, what type of player they want to be. It's a place for them to customize the looks as well as their champions and their overall team visuals.
I haven't seen that fairy yet.
The purpose of playing Glassbreakers is to be able to outwit and outsmart your opponent, proving who's the best. This won't be easy though, as the base is
Yeah, Farmer, that was new to me. That's fat.
So to increase the power of your champions, scoring takedowns on enemy champions or picking up powerful objectives on the board will aid you in your conquest. Glassbreakers is unique because your opponent is sitting directly across from you. You have the ability to see all of their moves and strategy in real time. This allows you to decide, do you want to counter what they're doing or attack with your own different strategy and force them to react to you? After your victory, you'll be taken back to the library where you can claim your rewards. You can use these rewards to upgrade the look and feel of your champions, yourself, and prepare for the next game of glass.
Oh, thank God.
Vendrix, he's basically Moss's version of a heavy metal cover come to life. He's all about power.
I
all
love
about the
Vendrix.
desire to be feared. And that's led him to sacrifice everything in his pursuit of power. And in that pursuit, he's even let himself become torched so he can call upon the dark powers within.
Scorp, I can't answer that yet.
Vendrix's weapon of choice is the sword. However,
Samson, I can't
he
answer
is
that yet.
able to call upon the fires within to unleash devastation in the area around him. Vendrix is a good choice for players
We should
who
get
want to
you'll
control the board
both of those should be
and
answered in
send their
this.
opponents running away in terror.
Vendrix can engage multiple enemies, leveraging the Torrent of Flame. The Torrent of Flame is Vendrix's signature ability. Engulfing himself in a whirlwind of fire, he's able to chase down enemies, inflicting pain. The Torrent of Flame can upgrade over the course of a game of glass. gaining the ability to slow down enemies, making it harder for them to escape, and to increase its duration, allowing Vendrix to cause chaos for longer.
Are we going through all of them? They just went through one. Okay, so I can cover all the other characters when this is over.
Welcome to our Glassbreakers show match. We have Barton Slade,
Cass!
our champion designer, playing against Cass from Cass and Cherry. Hoping to put on a great show match for you. So it looks like Barton is running with Vendrix.
All right, Farmer, appreciate it.
Najee,
Thanks for being here.
Reese.
Appreciate the alert.
Cass running with
I love Twitch
Gwen,
people understanding the point of
Rel,
alert.
and Barnard. So they both have a good mix of AoE and direct damage, but the advantage for Cass is going to be in ranged.
This is actual live
Now,
gameplay.
Start Glassbreakers. Get to meet our opponent and start planning out our strategies. And it looks like they're both going to be moving towards.
Oh, I
the
want that camera.
here. These capture points you'll see on the board are going to be how their champions can gain power-ups. Our power-ups are called gear. And these gear each do different things, very similar to items that you purchase in other MOBA style
Yes, the
games.
stream will be saved. It'll be
There,
unlisted, but you
Barton
can just ping me
decided
if you want to
to
see it.
Health gear
I'm gonna
on
cover all this on the
Reese,
stream
his
tonight, though.
healer. A healer being a little more tanky is always a good thing. Najee bullying Brel away. Brel great from long range, but not so much up close. And now Barton immediately moving towards the other objective on the board, which is the Sway Stone. Sway Stone really powerful in Glassbreakers.
That's a bad
It will give
angle.
you the
There we go.
ability to
That's
deal
better.
Additional damage to your opponent's glass. And the defender glass and core glass are your ways of winning the game. Destroying those, win the game. Looks like we got a bit of a fight right now.
So I'm probably going to repeat a lot of this when I go through my walkthrough. A bit more in detail.
Reese in the middle of everything. I don't know if that's where he wants to be. You can see Vendrix firing off his Torrent of Flame right now. Giant flame tornado pushing everybody back. Except for Gwendolyn. And there's Najee's strike. Najee able to cast down the Northern Lights and execute anybody at low health. Tanks really need to be careful of Najee's strike, but it looks like he went down the double range, taking him down.
There's no collision to, like, you clip
But
right through the
Swaystone's
other player.
Still in play, really low, just a battle over it. Nobody wanting to fight it directly to get it low and have it steal. It looks like Gwen says, I don't need it, I'm going right in. Cass getting aggressive and pushed away immediately. The defender glass does just that, defends, shooting out as you come in. So definitely bring the whole squad or have a plan when you go to attack. Looks like Vendrix pushing everybody back. It's Najee participating in the fight. That's Swaystone.
They're
still
giving names,
begging
but they
for
didn't explain
somebody
who
to
each
capture.
character is. So this is hard. Like, I know these characters, and it's kind of hard to follow.
Reese is back at the home base, getting some health. Looks like he recently healed himself. As the game goes on, champions' abilities do change over
Thank
the
you,
course
Farmer.
of the
So,
match.
Glassbreakers on Steam, everybody.
Has just a direct heal, but as you see,
What's the price?
all of their health bars.
I don't want to
have the
open
number 2
Steam.
on it.
Let me open my phone.
He
want to see what the
gains
price is.
ability to have a heal over time, additional after the heal, and it looks like Barton was able to take the Sway Stone, but just capturing the Sway Stone isn't enough. You need to do something with it. So for the next 60 some odd
Okay, I can answer it.
seconds,
It's free to play.
Barton will have
Stated
additional
listed
damage
correctly. It
done
is free to play right now.
The defender glass, but he has to go hit it first. And with an all melee team, well, I guess Reese has got a little bit of range, but primarily melee team, he's gonna have to work his way in. And looks like we have a fight breaking out right now. Najee in the middle of that fight, gets off one Najee strike, but
That's a weird angle.
His heal is huge. That's a stain coming in, and Najee's gonna be able to walk out. It looks like Vendrix coming in. Used the Torrent of Flame a little bit early, so it wore off right as he got to the defender glass. But that's okay. You can see the power of the Sway Stone that defender glass just starting to
I don't think he said it. Matches are matches are timed for 10 minutes. You can see the timer in the top left of this shot right here.
thinking about a counter push as
Not very curious about
Barton
DMO
needs to
battles.
turn back to his characters.
Chill, shoot me a DM. We can talk.
With Glassbreakers, you get a bit of an ebb and flow as the game goes on. Of
And he created Cam with invisible
counter
arms.
poke, finding opportunities.
Yeah, and you'll see it
Barton
in my
taking
recorded
leads
ones
to
too.
go
Like it's my
start
footage,
harassing the
obviously, so
Sway
it's
Stone.
jumps around
Parlay
quite a bit
another
too.
one as Cass
I want
says,
that view. I
"I'm not
want
worried
that
about you taking
view
that right now, and I'm gonna put
without the
some
readers
pressure
there.
on one of your defender glass. It's really important in Glassbreakers to assess the board, look at your opponent. They're in the world with you. See where they are, see where their hands are moving, and decide, do you want to go deal with it? Or do you
Exactly,
want to
Clixer. That's exactly what I'm. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Looking to cause some big problems right here.
Like,
So
you
does
and
not
I
need
know what's
anything.
happening.
This
It's
is
just still
low.
confusing.
We're just gonna pop some abilities, and our first defender glass is fallen. So with
Yeah,
Barton
that
destroying
top down
the
view
first
is
defense
fat.
glass,
That needs to be an
there
option in the
looks to be
game.
about
It's
4
not, by
minutes
the way.
left in the match. In Glassbreakers, matches last 9 minutes unless the core glass goes down. And if the core
9 or
glass doesn't
10.
go
Okay,
down at the
I
end
stand
of 9
corrected. 9.
minutes, whoever has more defender glass wins. In the event of defender glass being tied, we'll go to a 2-minute
Polyarc
sudden
might
death
pop in
overtime.
here after this showcase ends,
All things stay the
so they
same
can
right
fill
now.
in any
Looks like
questions or
Barton's gonna
anything I might say
close this
wrong
one
too.
out. Cass trying to work on that sway stone a little bit there, but getting chased off. Knowing that that's her way back into the game. We gotta
Explain the
see
sway
if Cass
stone.
can
Explain the
win a
sway
fight here in
stone.
the center over the control point, and then maybe parlay that into the sway stone and make something happen. 3-on-1 might be a little tough. Gwen's tanky, but 3v1 with a Naji.
Gwen is the big
Naji
one,
looking
the
for
big
Naji
knight.
Strike. Here it comes. Oh,
That's
a
who
little
Gwen
early.
is.
The champions do need to be below a certain percentage of health for Naji Strike to get the execution ability there.
It's the only view I've seen that offers you to make sound strategies. The other view seem
That
way too
sway
busy.
stone does
Yeah,
look
and
like it's gonna
you'll
go back into the hands of Barton. Gonna make things really
you
hard
can raise and lower the board when you're
for
in the game
Cass right now.
to like make it. I don't know why you won't play this game eye level, but you can make it like 3/4 overhead, and you keep up pretty well.
Game over.
But you inevitably lose characters. Like I lose characters on the map all the time, and I'll look back and like, where's this person at? I'm trying not to talk over this person. I'm really trying.
Oh, Barnard does get out. He's going to return to heal, and we are still getting some damage on this defender glass. So making something happen even without the sway stone. That's great to see.
If it's on
Because the other
Steam,
team's
is
on
it
a power
on-
play doesn't mean you can't.
Can
score.
someone look up if it's available on App Lab now too? If it's on Steam, it's probably on App Lab now.
Barton, knowing that he's in the lead right now, not needing to force anything, just deciding to get
I saw that flat panel on the VR view is
another
always going to
full,
seem busy and distracted. VR view is
gear
almost
from the capture point.
agreed.
The yellow gear makes the champion's abilities come back faster, and casting abilities is always fun.
This is a
Cash
long
pushing in
round.
again. I think she feels like she's the one that has the sway stone. Looks like Brell's getting chased down. Yeah, Brell got
Still haven't
executed
explained
by
what the
Nagi
sway stone
Strike.
is.
But that defender glass, I think it's gonna go down. Oh no, she got pushed off. I think she could have had gotten it. Oh, Barnett says I'm going down, but not before I take the defender glass, and we're tied up 1-1.
Okay, so note that the
Waiting
defender
at the
glasses, the
ability
two on the
before
outside, they
going
actually
down.
shoot at you too. They don't sit there and take hits.
And now it's just up to Gwen. Gwen trying to hold off everybody. It does look like the sway stone's worn off, so was able to hold off, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Just confusing. Are you
Hendricks
pushing the
able to
control
have
lanes? You're
corner
like a 3
flame,
horizontal
getting
lane control. It's hard to
both
figure out in this video. They're
Gwen
power up
and
areas.
defender glass
Okay.
at the same time.
Yes, there are power up areas. I'm going to turn this down a little bit.
As the match continues on,
The 3 crystals, they're called glass. The 3 crystals on each side of the map. There's 2 on each side, and there's 1 central one. The object of the game is to break your opponent's glass before they break your glass. That's the central conceit. The swaying stone they keep talking about, because he keeps mentioning it, but he doesn't explain what it is. The swaying stone, if you break that, it basically makes the glass more susceptible to damage. I think it like doubles the damage you can do on it.
Hendricks is just going in. Says, "I
But the
don't
object
care.
is to
I
break
just
your
wanna
opponent's
get the
glass.
score."
All 3 of them to win. So one of those is
Gotta
broken
be
on the red
39
side.
seconds left, and Barton goes
They're
up
working on the
2-1.
second one now. That one just burst.
Cass needs to do something here. Winning this fight would be huge.
Okay, so now that one's burst. So now they just need to break the central glass to win. The blue side still has 2 pieces of glass left. The
Doesn't
left
squeeze
and the
it down.
central.
Cass pushing in. It's a 3-on-2. Short time now.
They're going to
I think we're gonna
overtime.
get it. I think we're going to overtime. That's 2-2.
But no, there's no lane control in this
it's
game.
huge
There's
XP
control
by Nagi.
areas where you get
gonna be
power-ups
tough.
called, where you get
Stone's
boosts,
open.
basically. I'll explain those.
We got a chase situation here.
See the little sword and the little green
Barton, we
heart?
gotta
Those are
run
boost
now.
areas.
Naji Strike Once he hits tier 3 of Naji's strike, getting the hit on it resets the ability, so he gets to cast it right again. Oh, and Naji and Vendrix both sitting on top.
So now
of
they're
core
destroying the
glass.
central glass on the orange.
We are in overtime right now, but with only one left. Next to fall wins them all.
So blue team's about to win because that orange glass is
he
about to
gets
fall.
pushed away. Oh, he's going
Or
back.
not.
Naji says, no, wait a minute. I can do this. I was foolish. Gwen respawning, causing the pushback. Oh, no. Reese, don't do it, bud. Reese says, maybe I should play defense. But here comes Gwen. Cass says, wait, I can push in, too. But with just Gwen, does
Joe,
she
I
have-
agree, but that gives me something to talk about after
anybody
this
else
is over.
spawn? I
So
think we need more help, but here comes the
Gucci
rest.
for me.
Rest of the squad coming in.
Like the orange
Barnard,
side's
big
done.
AoE
It's
causing
like
some
3 bars
damage.
on it. Go hit it.
This could be the push. Barton's champions respawning here. Oh, Gwen focused on Reese instead of the core glass.
Let's go get the core
Retreating
glass.
heel, saying maybe I'm not going to get it this time. I'm going to have to win one more fight. Barnard says, wait, we're supposed to win this fight. Brill coming in, but the tank left. Oh, huge. Oh, no. Not
So
gonna
they
be
fall
enough.
off. So yes, it's
Gwen, you
1v1.
left your team. You had one job. You were supposed to be the tank, and you went home.
Okay, so
do
now
it.
they
Barnard
basically
plays,
defended their
Gwen
glass. They're coming in to
landing,
finish,
everybody
and
in.
that's it. They win.
And Barton takes it over Cass in a great match.
I'm so proud.
Only 23 seconds left in overtime. What a game.
At the end of overtime, whoever had taken off the most damage wins. I haven't gone to overtime yet in the match. So can you jump to
Here we see
specific
the
character
victory
battles?
stream. Barton
You
wins
can
2-2.
move around the map. You can grab the map. Think about how you move around in Demio, where you grab the board with your grip button and like
Thank
maneuver
for
yourself. You can
joining
maneuver
us
yourself
for
around the
our
map.
Glassbreakers show match. I hope you enjoyed.
That's how it works. I'm gonna guess this is about it because we're coming up on 30 minutes. Or not. Okay.
Glassbreakers is a real-time 1v1 competitive game where you sit directly across from your opponent, trying to outwit and outplay them, commanding your team of champions that you've selected to destroy their core glass. The unique thing about Glassbreakers is while you're making your moves, you can watch your opponent make their moves, seeing exactly where they're thinking of going. Using this to your advantage,
I
can
don't
help you
like
take
that,
key
actually.
objectives and win the game. Another cool thing about Glassbreakers is its team building dynamic. Selecting teams of 3 champions, each with their own unique abilities, and taking the time to figure out how they synergize well with each other can create endless possibilities.
You only start with 3, by the way. You have to
win
buy
at
the other
Glassbreakers,
ones.
You must destroy your opponent's core glass. To do this, it won't be easy, as the base is well defended. Scoring takedowns on enemy champions and picking up powerful objectives on the board will aid you in your conquest. Glassbreaker's board is cool because it's tile-based. With it being tile-based, you can use your champions to alter the board for your opponent, blocking them out of key areas. One of these key areas is the capture points. These capture points will grant you gear scrolls.
This should have been before that
These gear
match.
scrolls will give you powerful
This should have been
items that you can
before that
choose which
match.
champion to equip.
To kind of like
With these
explain
new
what we were
powers, your
watching.
Champions can take down the enemy champions and move on to the Sway Stone. The Sway Stone is a powerful objective on the board that gives your team a sort of power play,
Yes.
dealing increased damage to
There
the
you
enemy
go.
glass. When you have this, it's time to attack. In Glassbreakers, understanding the board is key to victory. It all begins with the core glass. If you lose this, the game is over. If you destroy this, you've won.
That should have been before the match. 1000%. Because now I want to watch the match again.
And then there's Gwendolyn, the natural-born leader. As part of the Kingsguard, she's commanded respect both
You're a
on
tank,
and off
everybody.
the
This is your
battlefield
tank.
for how well she's able to lead her troops and how well she is able to protect them.
Yes, you can color them. There's different skins.
While she wields a mace, Gwendolyn's weapon of choice is actually her shield. Gwendolyn could take hits with the best of them, and she's often found raising her shield above the battlefield to rally her troops around her. Gwendolyn is a good fit for players that like to rush in. With her natural-born leader skills, as well as her tendency to protect, she'll be able to make sure that your team can get in and get out safely. With her
I'll
by your
use
side,
terms
you'll be
when I
able
do
to
my
run
explanation
any task.
from games like this, but if you don't know what the specific term means, just ask me and I'll explain it.
Gwen is Glassbreaker's tank.
Good.
Choose who you pick when you want the squad protected, the ability to block out the enemy, and keep your team safe.
This layout is crazy. Why are they staggering the character
Gwen's
reveals?
signature
Yeah.
is King's protection. She creates an aura around her, and for all teammates inside of it, their damage will be redirected.
I guess because they didn't want to sit on the main screen too long, just going through it. That's what I'm gonna do.
The amount of damage that is redirected increases to Gwen, and the amount of damage reduction that she has increases as well. With smart use, King's protection can make any champion on your team a tank, giving you multiple options when attacking defense glass.
Are we gonna go through them all?
Naji is a monk that hails from the mountains realm. They've honed their combat skills, training from a young child in the monasteries. However, Naji would really rather be out there in the world, seeing all the beauty that it could provide. But don't underestimate Naji. If push comes to shove, they will show you what they are capable of. Naji's weapon of choice is the staff. With it, they could call upon the source of their faith, the powers of the northern sky, down upon the foes that stand in their way. Naji is a good fit for any player that has the patience to know the right moment to strike. With Naji by your side,
This is
you're
legitimately
on
what it
the
looks like too.
way to
Like all
clear
that
the path to victory.
hitting.
Naji is a quick and nimble character that's able to get in and out of battles and taking enemies down quickly with Naji's strike. It deals a moderate amount of damage, but if the enemy HP is low, it'll take them down instantly. As Naji's strike levels up, it gains increased damage, helping outside of that low HP range, and the ability...
You see that yellow bar below their energy bar? That yellow bar fills up as you attack. That's how you get their abilities.
Going for that triple takedown.
Yes, this is in early access. Elshin, how you doing? It's on Steam right now. I didn't verify App Lab yet, but it's on Steam.
Welcome to a Glassbreakers show match. We have Danny Bula, design director for
Blitz!
the
My
studio, going up
dude!
against Blitz VR. Danny rocking his pure purple with Gwen.
Sorry, Blitz is a
Bernard,
friend of mine.
Going up against Blitz, who's got the blood
My
red
guy.
Vendrick, Sprell, and Chet. So we've got very high damage team on the side.
I'm so happy
of
for him.
Blitz going against a more balanced team.
You should have put his YouTube
For
channel
Danny,
under
who
it.
we will be
Plug his
following.
YouTube channel.
Love to see some nice sportsmanship at the beginning of a Glassbreakers match.
Blitz is
And they're
Brady
both off.
Litzinger. He's a
So
VR
Glassbreakers
speedrunner.
is
He's
really
also a big
important
Moss
to
fan.
make
He holds a
sure
world
we're
record for
working
speed runs
towards
in Moss. He beat
objectives.
Moss 1 in
The
less than
objectives
2
being
hours.
our capture
Moss
points
2,
that
I
you
think,
see
is...
with the symbols there. They will grant
I think
you
Moss 2 is 2
gear,
hours.
which are powerful
Corey, was
items
yes.
you can choose which
Yes,
champions
Corey,
to
we are
take
live
to
right
give
now.
us
This is live
advantages.
footage.
Looks like right now.
Come on,
Blitz
Brady.
using
We're
that
rooting for the red guy.
advantage
We're
of
rooting for the
speed
red guy.
push. Danny's squishier characters off in Reese and Barnard, but Gwen doing her best, and right there you can see Danny was able to capture a health scroll from his home base and then immediately give it to Gwen as a pseudo heal.
Explain
to
the
help
3
her continue the
scrolls.
fight in the center, but looks like everybody got pushed off and is going to need to go back to their home base to heal.
Corey, thank you for coming through. Appreciate it.
Danny forced
How's your
to
day
give
so
up the
far?
Center. Losing a character.
If you take your characters back home, they heal.
Opponent,
As long as they're
which
around the
might be
central
for the
glass, they
champions.
heal. That's why you keep seeing them
Leveling
retreat.
Further, as you see the icons over their head, right, with the big number 1, when that switches to a number 2 or number 3, the champion's ability gains additional properties.
Thank you for
So
saying that.
Being the first to hit those is a big advantage. And it looks like Blitz trying to block coming in. These capture points, you play a game of King of the Hill.
Come on, Brady.
for who can capture them, and a huge heal from Reese on Barnard to keep him going. Barnard the tank, but I still don't think that's going to be enough to fight off Chet. And Chet says, get out, this is my control point. All while this is going on, Brady took a step out of the control point. Reese able to capture that ability scroll. The ability scroll causing your ability to come back faster.
Work
Having
No Man's
that
Sky, work No
on
Man's Sky.
Reese, your healer. More heals means more sustain, means
I'm
more
sensing the
objective capture,
theme.
So let's see if that pays off. Especially against Blitz's high damage team, that heal is going to be clutch. Oh, Chet trying for a dashing strike and seemed to whiff on it. But we gotta fight.
You might get a
Vendrick's
pop-up
the
window here in
center.
a
It may be
second
high damage,
because
but he
I'm gonna
doesn't have
open
the
a new
sustain,
window.
So, oh,
I just want to see if it's on App Lab right now.
Thought Vendrick's going down. No, Vendrick's didn't go home. This might be a little greedy. The focus is switched to Chet. Chet forced to leave. Vendrick's with one hit. Is he gonna get out? Oh, Barnard from downtown. The advantages of double range, and it looks like the Swaystone gets sniped. Burrell on his way out says, "Actually, I'm gonna
Stop
take
it.
this."
Stop going to my
The
main
Swaystone
monitor.
gives you a powerful
Jesus,
advantage.
sorry y'all.
You can see Danny's.
Yes,
defender
it is
glass
on App Lab right
glowing
now. So it's on Steam and App
All
Lab right now,
damage
free to play.
downtime is going to be increased. So Blitz taking his time, going to wait for Vendrix to come back and look to set up his attack.
J-Don got me. Thank you,
Looks
buddy.
like he got another ability gear, giving it to Reese.
It's gonna go
Make sure
VR
we
the
close
flat.
up those heels. And now we're in a
I could
defense
see it, but they'd have to
formation.
stationary. They have to make the
Blitz
camera
looking to
stationary
poke
because all the
in,
moving
set
around
up
that happens in
siege.
VR wouldn't be able to work in flat.
Reese, the squishy character trying to defend the tower, push back immediately. Danny looking to get a little bit of poke.
My Kingdom for Quest
One
game
of the weaknesses
stabilizer.
that Blitz's team has right now. He's got, oh, what a huge snipe. Burrell with his ability.
Is he giving you an
able to
error
fire
score?
outside of the defender glass range, but here comes Vendrix, the Torrent of Flame
Sorry.
with the Swaystone, but he's not moving. He's
Realized
set
my
up a little
toolbar
bit
was
too
on
long, and
screen
Torrent
there.
of Flame turns off. Says, I don't care. I'm still pushing in here. Barnard, huge offense with the AoE, but also means huge defense. Only a little bit of damage there, but here comes the counter push.
This would be cool. Come not for me if people enjoy this
Nope,
turn-based
Danny
strat
says,
field.
"Actually,
Yeah,
wait a
brother.
minute.
How you doing,
I'm
brother?
not going to win the game right now, so let me get this capture point. Get
I
some
really
more
like the
damage."
game.
Not
I
only
like
is
the
he
short
getting
play
damage
loop.
for
I
his
like the
team,
strategy
but
element of it.
It's a high damage team, a damage scroll, something that they definitely would want. And looks like the fight going to break out. We're going to see that damage scroll on Gwen immediately already paying dividends. Chet says, wait a minute, why is she hitting so hard right now? Now we're going to see Blitz trying to make a move, picking up a health scroll. You know, a team that is going to require sustain a health scroll. is
So
huge
these
for them.
capture points here, the more characters you
Danny
have in them, the
immediately
faster that
identifying and just
it fills
pushing
up.
right in. We're gonna have a huge fight.
You like the
Both
cute
these
mouse? I
squishies are
love
trapped up.
Moss.
Gwen casting
Quill's
King's
adorable.
Protection. Everybody inside of those highlighted tiles are gonna redirect their damage to Gwen. So the
People
three
don't like when you have
different
fun. Ain't that the truth?
Chet still scores a kill on Barnard. The AoE damage is gone, but Chet now gone as well. Reese trying to get out. Reese says, actually, I'm a battle mage.
So if your opponent's trying to capture a zone and you step into that zone, it stops
Nobody gets
filling, so you can't get that
control
capture.
point.
You have to kill the enemies in there to get the capture
clear.
out. But the more the ones on the left and right, the more people you have in the capture
So
zone.
Reese
I'm sorry, the
is
right in
gonna
the
take
center.
home base
The
gear.
more people you have in the capture zone, the
Looks like
faster
more
it fills up.
ability gear, which is coming in huge for Danny right here, because both Reese and Barnard love taking advantage of their ability use. So
Very little glass
now it
damage.
looks like we're focusing on the damage. We say,
Burgers.
oh man, Chet came from full screen, flying in with that dash. The further he connects away, the longer the stun is. Luckily for Danny, Reese getting tagged inside of his base, so piling in a little bit harder. It's a big whiff on Barnard's ability. But I think it accomplished the goal of
What's your ideal
pushing
burger? That's
Blitz
everybody. What's
out
your ideal
of
burger?
Capture point. And all
What are your
this is going
toppings?
on, Blitz is over by the Swaystone. Brell is just chipping that down. I don't think Danny sees this. And Blitz saying, I can defend with just 2 while I capture the Swaystone. And the Swaystone's been captured
Be
while
on the
this is all going
Swaystone.
on.
Okay.
If Danny doesn't get anything, but with Vendrix going down, Gwen popping King's Protection, but she's gonna go down a little bit late. Danny kind of went all in here, and is he gonna get wiped? That's an ace. That's an ace, but only Brell left, so maybe it's okay. But what can Brell get with that Swaystone? You know, a ranged character, a little squishy, but
Squishy.
there's nobody to hurt him, so he can take his
Bacon
time,
cheese
get as
tomato.
much
Okay,
damage
a
as he
cooked
can,
one.
and going to the last hit, and then we're gonna get the snipe.
I like a chili slaw dog.
Huge damage with the Swaystone. And Blitz goes out to an early 1-0. In Glassbreakers, matches are 9 minutes. If the core glass goes down, that ends the game. But if that's not the case, we go to the score of defender glass at the end of the game. if all things are equal at the end of the game, we'll go to a 2-minute overtime where it is sudden death.
So Blitz has 2 capture points he's trying to get right now.
Before we have to worry about that.
Gwen just ran him out of that one. And you see it unwinding now because the other side's in there.
Still not captured, and the center health gear now looking like it's going to be almost.
Yes, 100% PvP.
Picked up by Blitz.
There is no story mode in this.
Both these gear.
At least not right now.
Huge boon for his team. The one area that he was lacking was sustain, and picking up 2 pieces of health gear is going to be
one of the
really
developers,
big.
Croy.
Says he only wants 1 and wants to pile in with Vendor. He thinks better of it. I think that's a smart call.
One of the developers. So when I'm going through mine, I'll pause to make sure like I make everything clear.
Interesting. But we'll see. I mean, he's up 1-0. He can do what he wants right now.
It's so quiet.
In Glassbreakers, you're not always going to be able to play with the lead, so you got to figure out where's my opportunity? How do I get back in? We got a minute left on the clock, so Danny just says, I'm just going. How do I get back in as I send the entire squad in? Forget the Sway Stone. We got to tie this game up. We cast our abilities. The boom goes down. The heal goes up. Wait, he went too early. Gwen, get 1 more hit. There it is. Oh, 2 more hits.
So now that protector glass is down.
I don't think, Gwen, you ain't making it home.
No, Gwen ain't making it home.
Wait, Gwen makes me a liar.
And
Gwen makes me a liar.
wow.
Gwen makes it home. That's gonna be huge.
Amelia,
She's gonna heal
hello.
up faster than it would take her to respawn.
When is your
But
game?
here
Tonight
comes
is 6
Hendrix and
o'clock.
company.
I'm sorry. I have games recorded that I'll go through after this. I'm playing it live on my stream tonight. So come by after your stream.
Losing Vendrick's big though.
And I will answer any questions in both of these on this stream and on Twitch.
Reese with the level 3 ability.
No, I wasn't
not
buying that
only
game.
healing the
No,
target
butter.
that he chooses, but actually healing the rest of the team. So Reese
And just enough reviews. I'm glad I did not buy Crossfire
healer
Sierra Squad.
to a AoE one, but it doesn't matter. Game
GG's.
ends 2-1. Blitz taking down Danny.
GG's,
They
Brady.
lost track of the time right there. Got to be aware of where time is, and he needed to make that push. Here we see that 2-1 Blitz showing off the blood red damage team. Thank you for joining us for this Glassbreakers show match.
All right, so now we go into more character spotlights, I'm guessing. Okay, now we're going to customization.
In Glassbreakers, you get to decide the type of player that you want to be. You're able to project the type of persona and player fantasy you want.
All those cost in-game currency, they're not showing that. There's in-game currency cost for every single one of those.
The way everything looks, from your
I haven't changed mine yet because I haven't
to the
bought one.
champions themselves,
How many hours are you live on Twitch?
fans that you bring
5
into
5 and a
battle,
half. I'll be live at
quests
6.
that appear
So
next to
11
your
o'clock
name.
your time.
Everything could be coordinated to send out a unified picture of who you are to your opponent in battle. And so, as a player, you get to decide, what type of player do you want to be? Do you want to be that evil, dark
And I finished
player
Moss.
who only
Moss is a
cares about
wonderful
victory,
game, Amelia. I
only
love it
wants
so
power,
much.
doesn't care about the
But I love
well-being of the team,
platformers.
is willing to sacrifice everything in order to earn that victory? Or
There's
are
so
you
much
the
to get
type of
into
player
right
who
now.
cares deeply for your team, who wants to protect these
Reviews are very mixed on the
creatures
shooter
that
as
are
well. Seeing like a
depending on
PSVR 2, you make a shooter
and
for
will go
controller
out
that
of
no
your
longer
way to
exists.
protect them. Polyarc is a
You had to make an aim
community-focused
controller
studio,
games.
and as such, we're really excited for the opportunity that skins provide.
That power
Through
one's
skins,
fat.
we're able to explore the different types of player fantasies that could be associated with characters. And we have a lot of champion dyes for players to be able to customize their squad and really make it their own.
I've now seen 2 characters like that one.
Everything
I haven't
from
seen in the
basics
game yet.
of red, yellow,
They might have been in the beta.
orange, blue, purples, greens, to the classic white, black, to the beige, to the pinks, to the bright
Platforms are not my
pinks,
strength.
neon
Gotcha. Okay,
colors,
fair enough.
to the bronze and greens, a whole bunch of different variety to really make sure that the squad represents you as a player.
Again, all this costs in-game
If you
currency.
like shiny things and you really want to make your champions stand out, you can even make your champions head to toe drip with gold.
The ordering of this is so strange to me.
Rel is a reformed criminal. Or so he claims. He's not above taking the odd job here and there. Rel knows he's good at what he does, but, you know, he wouldn't mind
Yes, you
if he
earn
went home
currency
about it
by
as well.
playing the game. You can
Rel's
also
weapon
buy
of
it because
choice
it's free to play,
is the
obviously.
crossbow. With his
There's
trusty
3 different types of
crossbow,
currency in the
he can
game. You actually
outwit
see them back
enemies
there.
from afar before they can see him coming.
There's gems, there's dust, and there's what I call cookies.
The one that wants to keep their opponent on their toes and hit them when they least expect it.
The Archer Brel, yeah, Brel's Pat.
Brel is a long-range fighter who loves to deal damage far away from the danger. Brel's signature ability is Bullseye, where he takes a moment to aim his crossbow, dealing large amounts of damage to whomever it hits. As Bullseye levels up, Brel can
You can only
position
buy
himself
one of the
strategically
currencies.
across
The
the
other
area
ones you
crossbow
earn on the
battles,
season pass and by
increasing
playing the
the
game.
damage
Like I
every
said, I'll break all that
battle
down.
passes through. Bullseye also will gain the ability to root champions in place, allowing your team to pile on additional damage, blocking out champions from getting to key positions, or holding them under your defense class to let them get fried.
So they were going through them all right now.
Reese, he just wants to be the best healer he can be.
This is your
He
healer
is a
type. I don't
realistic
own this
kid
one
that
yet.
cares deeply for his friends and wants to be the best so he can be there for him and take care of them. Reese's weapon of choice is his magic lantern. With its light, he can help.
Then long
heal
they've been
the team,
developing this.
and with its glow, he can help heal them from
So
anything
they
that
said there
may
was
be
concept
them.
art for this when they made the first Moss
This is a
game.
really
They just
good
choose
tip
to
for
make
any
Moss
players
first.
that care
So if you
deeply
go
for
off
their
of
team
that
and
knowledge,
wanna help protect
2017
them.
was at least when the idea came for this. I mean, it'll be on Steam. It's listed on Steam now. You just can't download it after the showcase is over, but it'll be on Steam. Someone already, Farmer Chew told me it was on Steam already. Like I said, Reese is a healer, so here are all of her
Reese is a
abilities.
powerful healer who has the ability to keep his allies healthy in battle.
It's up. I saw the page, Michelle. You just can't download it yet. They'll probably release it after this showcase ends,
Conjuring the source,
which I'm gonna guess is
Reese
gonna be at
able
1
to
o'clock
heal himself or a target ally.
or in about 15 minutes.
As Ply's Blessing gets stronger, it will gain the ability to apply regen to the target that is healed. Also gains the ability to heal all allied champions at once. Smart players will wait until the final moment to cast Ply's Blessing, turning the tide of battle.
So Reese, you want to kind of sit back behind all the action because Reese's attack and health are both really bad. Really bad. Yep, here you go. Here you go. So if it's on that plat, or if you're playing on Quest, go grab it and go ahead, go to Steam. Go to Steam. It's on Steam. We all saw it. So for my bid, I'm going to talk for about maybe 10, 15-ish minutes. And then I'll open it up to any questions you guys have. But while I'm talking, if you want me to elaborate on something or like go in depth, stop me and just type a question in chat. Let's say if you miss any of this, if you're working or something like that, I'm going to do this exact same thing, but it'll be a walking tour. I'll actually be in VR tonight on Twitch when I go through it. I should probably never touch this, but I've watched it. Talk some awesome about it. Great. Yeah. Like I said, Polyarc said we need a higher player base before we'll make a multiplayer game, but they've probably had this. Most developers have like dozens of ideas of stuff they would like to make, and then they have to pick what comes first based on, you know, what the gaming meta is at that point, what they can afford to make, because you could try to make the biggest game in the world, but you got to make money at some point. So you can't spend 10 years making a game. So my guess is they had this idea for a while and just couldn't get to it. I don't know about crossplay. I don't know about crossplay. I did not ask that question. I can't find it in the Discord. There is a native voice chat, which that's an important note. There is not native voice chat in the game, so I'm guessing they did that for crossplay purposes. I've used the Quest party chat and I've used Discord when I was doing some test recordings with friends. Is this the end of it? This graphic has been up for a minute. Let me switch back to the live. Go to the live bit. I'm still a minute behind. That's it. Okay. That's the whole showcase. All right. So let's do my part here. Okay, so where do you guys want me to start? Do you want me to start with the currency? Do you want me to start with the champions? Do you want me to start with the gameplay? Like, where do you want me to dig in? I can jump either place. Cross-platform, good. Good to know. When I saw there wasn't native voice chat, that worried me a little bit, but that works out. So yeah, I can go through all the characters. I have 5 matches recorded I can walk through. So on and so forth. Crossplay. Crossplay is crucial for any VR game survival. That's why I'm worried about the PSVR 2 games. Because they're all exclusive. Like, I believe in exclusive games. I don't think multiplayer games should be exclusive. You need as big a play base as possible. Okay, so this is my very first match.
Off you go.
I need to turn this down so I can hear. This is against a bot. There are tells. There are bots in the game in case they don't have enough players. I can tell that this is a bot. The load time is a little bad. Okay, tells that this is a bot. I'll explain real quick. Number one, you see the numbers below each character? The ones right there? The ones are basically how much you've played with the characters in the game because they attain levels as you go along. So all these characters are level 1, but this skin, I know this skin for the reader is very expensive in the game. That was a dead giveaway. There was a bot, and there's a tell. Sorry, there's some pixelation here. And there's a tell right when you get into the game that you can notice. They'll probably patch this out so they see me say this, but I'll say it anyway. When the game loads, if the bot looks directly to the bot's left, you're right, and then looks back at you, that's a bot. Every single bot does that because they go right to that capture point. All right. I'm also get a point. Okay, so there are 3 pieces of glass on either side. My side, I'm the blue side right here. And then the 2 guardians on the left and right, and the central one. As obvious as Quantar bots. Yes, that obvious. The way you explain Quantar to me is what gave me the tells for this. So your goal is to break all 3 pieces of the glass. To break the left and the right one, and then that'll lower the force. There are ways to lower the force field on the central one. There's 2 different ways to do that. But the easiest way is just to destroy the other 2 pieces of glass. That lowers the force field on the second one, on the middle one, and then you destroy that piece of glass. These circles, you can't see my cursor. Hold on one second. I'm sorry about that. I thought I had that turned on. Okay, you should be able to see my mouse now. Okay, this little circle here, this is a capture point. It's this square, we'll say block. It's this block and then 6 blocks around it. That's a capture point. The bot is going to go there now.
The day is ours, squad.
The bot is going to go there now because the bot wants to get that capture point. There are 3 types of capture point. There's yellow, which if you get that one, you get a scroll that you can apply to one of your characters, and that will increase their speed of how fast their special ability charges. The green one is for health, so you can apply that. I'm big on applying strength to strength. So if I have a tank, I'm going to give the heart to my tank so my tank can tank longer. Some people will give the heart to like their weakest character, the character with the weakest heart. That's how it works. And then the other one is an orange sword that increases their attack power. So I decided to take my knight. This is my first game, by the way. I decided to take my tank over there, buy the tank self, and try to contest that capture. This was stupid. I shouldn't have done this. Meanwhile, I have a character here in the middle who is trying to get this capture for health. So now my tank is dead. Respawns take, I think, 30 seconds. My archer is trying to contest that control, even though I'm outside the square. It doesn't make any sense. So I got that capture. I just applied the heart to my archer. Now I'm attacking their glass. But again, I'm being dumb because I'm attacking 2 different pieces of glass at the same time. So both of these guys are going to go down. I don't play a lot of strategy games. I learned strategy games playing this. This over here is the swaying stone. They talked about this earlier. If you break the swaying stone, your pieces of glass are more vulnerable. It does like double damage every time you hit it for a limited amount of time. There's a little bar, progress bar that ticks down. So the second you see the swaying stone, you want to go after that. It's kind of skewed in that it's the last person to hit it to destroy it wins. So if all your characters, if all 3 are yours, and one of the opponents is swinging at it, and the opponent's hit is the one that breaks it, they get the swaying stone buff.
With honor.
Again, this is quest recording, so I'm sorry for the pixelation. It just happens. Again, I'm playing stupid here because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning how to play this game. I'm conceding the swaying stone here. These are the respawn spots for my 2 that are down. There's one here and one here. So I'm waiting for this blue bar to fill up and then my champions will respawn. You can actually move the respawn spots to any place on the area that's blue. So if I don't want them to respawn right by the glass, I can move them to like the top area here. So they can be like respawning closer to the middle of the map.
Do not relent. Secure your
Swaying stone is now broken. So now all my glass is vulnerable right now. So everything they do is going to be double damage.
No time for this.
So now I need to defend my glass and get them out of here. Because you see... I just ran off Ventrix and I'm chasing them because I'm stupid. They just ran home to go heal. If they stand around the central glass, they heal. So now I'm going to go try to attack a glass by myself, even though my tank's going to die. Like, yeah. I can't watch this now without making fun of myself. To move, I didn't explain this because I'm not going to show the tutorial video. To move, you click on any character with your trigger. And then, I'm sorry, to move a character, you click on any character with your trigger, and then you drag it to where they're going. So you saw that arrow. So you saw that arrow. Hold on, come on. Here. That arrow is me directing the character to go to that spot. To move around the board, you grab it with your grip, and you grab with either grip button and just basically pull yourself around. You can also move it up and down. So if you've ever played Demio, think about how you move around the map on Demio. It's very similar to that. This is kind of loud. Let me turn it down a little bit. So now my glass is about to go down because they still have the swaying stone buff. And I'm still going to send my 1 tank over there to try to contest that glass. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. And I'm sending another character to the other glass instead of double teaming the first one.
Behold the swaying stone.
This is really horrible strategy by me.
Can't hold much longer.
Each of your zones has a capture point of your own. So, and this is something I also did too. I kept trying to capture my opponent's capture zone. So, and this was dumb because the glass actually was shooting at me the whole time. So their character right now is in their own capture zone. It would have been smart to kill that person before they got the capture, but I didn't do it. Instead, I just keep getting hit because I keep trying to take down crystals by myself. So now all my characters are down and they're all respawning. This feels like an eternity when your entire party is down and they can do whatever they want. So they're going over and doing captures now because they got the board to themselves. And now they went to the second. They already captured the one on the right. Now they're going to the center one. I sent 1 character, my tank, to contest it, but I didn't move the character inside the capture, so this is pointless. You need to be inside the capture zone to stop it. I have 1 piece of glass down. I'm going after the second one now. The shield is down on the central. You still got to break them both, though. So basically, it's 1-on-1. Are we winning? It's 1-on-1 right now. So now I'm trying to figure out what's happening because all my characters are getting down. I'm sitting here respawning while they're breaking the swaying stone. I played this match terribly.
Steel yourself. They're gaining ground.
So I'm technically losing even though it's 1-on-1. And I have their crystal down a little bit further. So now they're attacking my central one.
Everyone okay?
I just respawned my tank. And now I'm sending 1 character to go attack their stone. Go over here. You see the yellow bar under my health here for this is Braille, my archer right here. The yellow bar indicates they're special. So by doing damage, by hitting them, by hitting things, by hitting the swaying stone, by hitting the piece of glass, by hitting your opponent, you build up enough to do your special. You're going to do your special 1 time. To activate your special, you hover your controller over the character, you hit B, and then you aim it and let go of B. This game is free to play. Thank you, Sam. This game is free to play. So now that glass is down. Now I'm winning. but the central is still shooting at me, so I should get my tank out of there, but I wasn't paying attention. My tank is just sitting there taking hits. Once your character finishes their task, once they kill the character you told them to attack or break the glass, they just sit there until you give them something else to do. I don't know why this reader was over here when all their characters over there. So now, again, all my characters are spawning. I'm completely defenseless right now. I can't do anything. The other thing to point out are the numbers over each champion's name next to their health bar. That starts at 1 and goes all the way up to 3. They explain this in the showcase throughout the game. You earn that again by hitting and doing damage. For every level that you go up, your special ability, the one that the yellow bar represents, your special ability gains extra power. So you might get like another buff for it, or it might be more powerful, it might do more range, it might do more damage. It's different for every character. So you'll have to really play with the characters, kind of figure out your style. I am very tanky and I'm very attack heavy. So my party, I don't have a healer in my party. You start with 3 basic characters. You start with a tank, you start with an archer, and you start with basically a DPS character. Damage per second, for those who don't know what that means. Okay, I'm sending all 3 of my characters to now attack their central glass. Because their character, for some reason, is trying to capture a zone while their glass is vulnerable. And because of that, I won. And I wave goodbye, because I'm a jerk. Because I'm a total jerk. That skin is fat though on that reader. That skin's really nice. Alright, so we've seen 3 matches now. Let's go into some of the character specifics. Let's go through the character reel. Alright, so these are their cards. You see this at the beginning. So I'll go through this one by one. I'll use Naji as an example. You see the 3 bars, or the 3 little blocks. You can go up to 5 blocks on each area. The yellow one is how fast their magic ability recharges. The orange one is their attack power. Again, that's out of 5. So, and their health is how much health they have. So the blocks are bigger or smaller depending on how their health is. So in Naji's bar, her health blocks are very big because she only has 5 health bars, meaning she loses health very quickly. Gwendolyn, who has 4 health bars, basically has, I think, 20, or 4 health blocks, has like 20 in her health bar because she's a tank. She's meant to take a lot of damage. And those capture zones I was talking about, every time you capture one, so if I capture the yellow zone and I add it to Naji, Naji's magic would go from 3 to 4. You have 4 different slots that you can add onto a character. You can only buff a character 4 times before they're basically maxed out. That's Naji. Gwendolyn has 2 on the magic meter, 2 on the attack, and 4 on the health. She's literally a tank. Her special plays into that too. Brell's magic refills really quickly, but he has really crappy health. So you can use, he's really, like I said, he's a DPS. He's going to do a ton of damage, but he's going to go down really quickly. So you want to pair Brell with a tank. The currency right there, that's what I was talking about. So that 6,000 is something called dust. You earn dust in increments of like basically 100 to 500, depending on how the season track goes and how your matches go. The one next to it is gems. Gems are the only currency you can actually buy. You can earn it in the game as well. And I'll talk more about that when I get to the cost section. This is Vendrix. Vendrix is someone they talked about in the showcase. Thank you, Sam. There you go. Thank you, Sam. Filling that in. So Vendrix has 3 blocks on his magic meter, so his magic meter fills up pretty good. He's got decent health. He's got low attack, but his special is very, very good. His special is a flaming AoE, like you saw in the showcase. Still like the Steam download. Okay. I'm curious when they're going to unlock it here. I'm going to skip ahead because I lingered on this to make sure I could talk about it long enough. This is Shalif. Shalif is my favorite character right now. Shalif is almost basically pure DPS. 2 on the magic meter, 2 on the magic meter, 3 on the attack. Shalif naturally has the strongest attack in the game, and 2 on the health meter. So if I ever win a capture point that gives me strength, I always apply it to Shalif if she's in my party. He's in my party, sorry. It's a guy. Because I want my strongest characters' attacks to be stronger. So Shalif will do major damage. I'll send Shalif to a glass and they'll break about himself in about 30 seconds. The blank ones are characters that are already in the game. This is the healer we talked about earlier. This is Reese. Reese, you can see Reese's magic refills very, very quickly, but her attack is really low. I'm sorry, his attack is really low. They keep putting the pronouns there. And his health is really low. Reese is someone you want to hang back and have them heal. Their special heals the other characters. Level 1 heals one character. Level 2 will heal an area of characters. It's an AoE heal. Level 3 will apply regenerate to a character. So basically, they gain health back as they go along. But Reese is kind of a hard character to level up because you're not attacking a whole lot with Reese. And the level ups go every game. So they reset back to 1 and go up 2 and 3 every game. That's Reese. This is Barnard. If you play Moss 2, you know who Barnard is. Barnard is pretty much a mage. So Barnard's special refills very, very, very quickly. Low attack, low health. Barnard's someone you want to stand back and just have them hurl spells at people. And I think I talked about Ventress already. So that's the basics. So you really want to kind of mix and match your characters and figure out what a good party is. What a good party is for the style that you want to play. So mine right now is a DPS character. It's Brel, is Gwendolyn, and it's Shalif. Shalif is the one that had high attack power. I call her Groot, the Groot looking character. And I like the tank because the tank's ability, Gwendolyn's ability, when you trigger Gwen's ability, you saw Gwen like throwing her shield up during the showcase like this. That special was AoE, and any of your party that was in that range, if they get hit, the damage goes to Gwen instead of that character. So if you have Brel who has really low health and you cast Gwen's special attack, any hit that Brel takes will go to Gwen instead. So you're basically doing like double tanking for Brel, so Brel can do more damage. Hope that made sense. The stats are pretty straightforward. And then if you pick one of them up, which I didn't do in that video, this is a match. That's a match, so that's not going to be it. Where's my playlist? There we go. I'll go to gem cost next. So this is gem cost. 160 was $1.99. I'm going to skip through all this. 160 gems is $1.99. 450 gems is $5. 1,000 gems is $10. 2,200 is $20. And when you buy a character or something else, it's either or. You can buy a character either with dust or with gems or with cookies, depending on what you have the most currency in. The season pass, you can only buy in gems. I think it's 575 gems. This is the season pass. Sorry, back up a little bit. So that's season pass. I didn't have enough gems to do it, so I bought $10 worth of gems just to be able to buy the season pass. And then we'll go through the season pass in a minute. Skip through this because nobody wants to see me buy anything. And then here I'm going to pick up a character, and you'll see if you pick up a character and look at their card. So now you can see their 1, 2, and 3s, their power-ups as they go through the game. So every character starts at Roman numeral 1. So Shalif's special of Roman numeral 1, dash forward in line, dealing damage to the first enemy in his path. At level 2, you apply stun. Stun sound is just what it sounds like. The character can't move for about 10 seconds. And if you get to level 3, it grants Shalif Flurry. Basically means Shalif can just swing a lot faster, a lot harder. And since this your character is going to do a lot of damage, that can be really powerful, especially if you buffed her. Him. I don't know why I keep saying it's a girl. Each one of these characters, you pick them up. I'm not going to go through all of these because there's 6 characters in the game right now. That'll take a bit. But again, I spent a lot of time on this screen just going through each character, looking through, after I bought a couple of them, going through each one of them, figuring out what I wanted to make for my party. And when you put them on the pedestal in the middle, that's when you can buy one of them. So Reese costs either 6,000 dust or 600 gems. There's Reese's 3. Again, I'm going to skip through this after I do Reese. So at level 1, you can target a champion to heal. Level 2, you apply, I got those backwards. Level 2, you apply regeneration to the heal target. So basically, if I heal my tank, they're going to gain more energy as they go along because they're just going to regenerate energy. And level 3 makes that AoE. That's that. Skip. That's Barnard. Like I said, I don't, if you want me to, I'll go through all these, but I feel like I'm gonna be dragging on if I go through every single one of them. And then I know I bought one of them. It might have been in this one. I did. So let me back up here. So here's Vendrix. Vendrix costs either 6,000 dust or 600 gems. I have 9,800 dust or 975 gems. So you could pick which either one you want to buy them with. So I chose to buy Vendrix with dust. Or did I change my mind? No, if I didn't, I can't remember. I shot this a while ago. Make up your mind, Mike. There you go. So now Vendrix is the character I can use in my party. And you can see your currency amounts in the top right corner. I keep glossing over it. Right there. Pause, damn it. Right there. Okay. You earn dust and gems as you play through the game. The wheel on the right will be the season pass in the next video I show you. The last number is, I call them cookies. I don't know what the official word for that is. You earn these one by one, and they're mostly used for cosmetics. The numbers that are under the character here, and this is rendering foveated, so it's the numbers can be a little bit off. But let me go back to unpixelate. Thank you. Okay. The numbers that are under each character right now, these are all 4. The yellow health bar that goes up and circles around that, you gain that as you play with each character. Getting close to 2K, trying to. And for every time you level up one character, the number of cookies goes up by 1. So basically, the more you play, the more cookies you get. And that's really the same for all currency. That's basically how the purchasing system works. And this is the season track. That's a whole separate video, which I'm going to pull up now. And I think that'll be the last one I do, because the rest are all gameplay. Skip. Okay, so the season pass. Bought it for 575. So you can unlock every character with currency you can win in game or any behind the paywall. No, you can unlock every character with in-game currency just by playing the game. It just takes, it's a grind. You're grinding to do that. I still have 2 I haven't unlocked yet. I have enough to afford 1 right now. I'm going to buy that character on stream tonight. And then I have to earn the other one just through playing the game, because I don't have enough gems and dust to get all of them. If you do not buy the season pass as you progress through this, and you earn between 10 to 20 points for every match you play, depending on if you win or not. Every level is either 75. It goes up to 125 at one point. Some of these are going to be free. Damn you, Quest recording and your bad resolution. Some of them are going to be free and some of them are going to be paid. So I think it's like every other one or every third one is free. So this one right here, the gems, this 50 gems is free when you get to that level, but the 2 before it were not free. So that dust and the gem before it are not free unless you buy the season pass, so you get them faster. So you can level up faster by buying the season pass, just like any other free-to-play game. But you can do it if you play free-to-play and don't spend any money on the game. It just obviously takes longer. And you also earn cosmetics. You earn color stuff. I didn't film any of the like coloring of the characters. I do that tonight on Twitch. That's just cosmetic stuff. I didn't find it super interesting. But yeah, that's basically the season pass. There are also daily quests. I love the quest recording and how bad it is. It's so great. Go over to the left. Did I go to all these guys again? I did. You also get daily quests. It's on the left, even though it's pixelated to all garbage because fixed foveated rendering sucks. So you get 3 quests pretty much at the start of each day, and it's something like level your character all the way up, achieve a certain number of scrolls, basically get the capture points. You have to break a certain number of glass, and as you do those, you will earn different points towards this chest, which opens every Thursday, and you get points out of that and like dust and gems and stuff like that. You also get season pass points. So this first number here on one of the quests will say, it'll say SP for season pass and then 25. So if you finish that quest, you get 25 season pass points to run along this wheel and move further up. All right, that's all the rambling. Any questions before we wrap up? And again, I'm going to do this again tonight live on Twitch with, I'll be in a headset going through all this stuff. So I'll be able to do stuff in real time. Y'all got any questions or anything you want to know about the game? I know I went through that pretty quickly. I didn't want to bore you guys talking for an hour. I could do more of the characters. I could do whatever. Other than that, we're probably going to go ahead and wrap. So let me turn the music back on. Looks all right. Are there different backgrounds for the battlefield? No. There's just the one background. That castle one that you saw, I just closed all of that. So, hey, you see my back? You see my desktop now? No! Where's Glassbreakers? There we go. I'm just going to load a random match. This forest background with the castle, that's the only one there right now. I would imagine they're going to add different backgrounds later. They probably just didn't prioritize that right away because they wanted to get the gameplay right. I can't imagine them keeping the same background there the whole time. Close some of these other windows out. And like I said, gems are the only currency you buy in the game. Dust and cookies you earn by playtime. The arena is the same every match or has variation. The arena is the same every single match. Your side is blue, the other character's side is orange, and green is in the middle. The capture points are in the exact same spot. They just respawn in different spots. So right now, this one for this side is a sword capture. When the game first starts, there's a little circle with a dial that fills up, and they fill up at different speeds. So they all don't like trigger at once. And you can look at that and see when the capture is about to activate and send your characters there if you want. But yes, the battlefield is exactly the same. And Shola asked this earlier, there are no real lanes to capture in this because you can see the battlefield's not that big. That's why I was saying people who are like big fans of League probably going to push back on this a little bit because the battle arena itself is so small, but there's still a lot of strategy involved in that. You can see this circle in the middle of this capture area in the center. When that bar fills up, when there's no more black there, it'll become a capture. And the swaying stone is on the right. That respawns too. Any other questions? Oh, the customizations for the reader, all that stuff costs dust and gems too. Like you saw, like the flaming one, the one with the horns, all those cost. So I still have the base level one because I'm not customizing my reader until I get all the characters bought in the game. Little archer battle right here. I just gave my archer a strength buff, and I still lost. Mia is destroying one of my stones here. So now I'm saying that to defend. If the Steam version releases and it cross and my progress matches, because I already bought characters on the Quest version, I'm probably gonna play it on Steam just because it'll look cleaner. Hell, I might do that anyway. But that's the gameplay loop. I've not had a match go longer than about 7 minutes. Like the overtimes that we saw in the showcase, that kind of was befuddling me, but these guys are like hardcore strategy people. I'm a bull in China shop. I just charged in. I'm like, break the glass. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Coming up on 1:30. I blocked out 2 hours for this. Unless you guys have any other questions. If not, please check me out on Twitch tonight. I will be playing the game live. If you have the game at that point, I would love to play with you. We can use my Discord. Again, there is no voice chat in this, so we can use my Discord for that. We can use the Quest party line if we use the Quest version. I'd love to play with you guys. Great showcase. Thank you. Thank you. I wish they had done it in a different order because they showed the gameplay before they explained what the game was, and that it was really confusing. So hopefully I answered any questions you all have. Again, it's on Steam now. It's not released yet. I'm not sure when it's going to release, but it is on App Lab, and it's free to play on both platforms. Let's come back over here. Yeah, we're working on it for next time. Are you from Polyarc? iStrap, are you from Polyarc? Ooh. But I will say, Chris, hey, you're Chris. You were the guy that was talking. This is the guy who was talking and explaining the act and doing the play-by-play of the game. Yeah, the game itself is well designed. I've played probably 9 hours at this point, and I just started playing a couple of weeks ago. So I really, really, really like the game. It's awesome. Thank you for coming through. As we roll through tonight, we can get a match. Okay, sure. You're gonna destroy me. Oh, hey Chris, I have a question for you. I'll ask you this straight up. The when is it on Steam? Great question, Croy. There was a fairy in there, and there was a crab that I saw in the showcase, and I didn't recognize any one of them. Either one of them. Are they past season pass characters? Or are they coming in later? Because that fairy looked pretty cool, and I want to know when I could play as Quill. I know you can't answer that question. But yeah, but there were 2 characters in the showcase that are coming in later. Gotcha. Thank you. I appreciate that. When's it on Steam? Does it say a time release on Steam? Let's open Steam right now. No pressure. Oh, there's no pressure because I expect him to destroy me. And Quill, yes. I must play as Quill. Quill, give me Sahima. Spoilers for Moss Book 2. Spoilers for Moss Book 2. Give me Argus back from the dead. Give me all of them. Give me all of them. Let's see. Just says release 2023 on Steam. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and wishlist it now. Squirrel's notes. Yes, I want them all. I want them all. I figured Quill's gonna be Quill's probably gonna be at the top of the season pass. That takes a while. Great stream, catch you later. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it here. Again, I'll be on Twitch tonight at 6 o'clock, roughly 4.5 hours from now. I'll put the link in chat real quick, and then we will wrap. Thank you all for being here. No Steam will play for me. It will be on Steam, Croy. I promise. It's listed. Great stream. Thank you. Thank you. I would love to do more of these. I would love to do more of these. All right, everyone. Take care.